Hi guys, it's me Sam, and today I'm going to be making my first official booktube video, or first official one since like 3 years when I had my first attempt at a channel and I made like 6 videos and then I didn't post for years. So here we go, we're going to do this again. So I'm going to start with a classic. We're doing the new To Booktube Tag by Trinia over at Between Chapters. Okay, so I've done like 15 takes and I'm awkward as hell, so it's gonna take me some while to get used to talking to the camera again, or talking to the camera in the first place, and actually looking at the camera and not myself. Oh, it's gonna be hard. So I've got my laptop here, I've got all the stuff I need, and I'm ready to talk to you guys about books and about me. So the first question is, where are you joining us from? So I currently live on Vancouver Island in British Columbia, Canada. I literally just moved here a couple months ago, so I moved here all the way from the east coast of Canada. So I lived in Halifax before, and then we picked up, literally moved 6,000 kilometers to Vancouver Island in July. So I'm just getting settled here, and it's been pretty exciting. Second question is, how old am I? I am 25 years old. Question is, why did you join BookTube? So I am joining BookTube because I've literally been watching BookTube for the last like 5 or 6 years, and I have loved watching everybody else's videos, and I think it's finally time that I join this bloody community and start talking about my own what I love about reading and connecting with people a little bit differently. Okay, so what is the meaning behind your channel name? So my channel name is Book Anatomy, and I picked this one because I am a science major, so I took biology in school and I took forensic sciences, so I just thought of a skeleton, and I thought of a skeleton reading a book, and there was my channel name. I kind of just made it up. It was available on Instagram and I thought it sounded cool, so I picked that, and then I just made it this channel's name. It used to be, before, I used to call myself Bookum, which was like a play on words like Bookum Dano from Lethal Weapon, but Book Anatomy I felt suited me a little bit better, and it matched my Instagram. Okay, so number 5 is, what types of books do you like to read, and what type of books do you want to talk about here? So I'm kind of in a reading reading funk, and I don't know what I like to read right now. I love to read YA fantasy, is one of the biggest genres I like to read, and right now I'm really into mystery thrillers, so that's kind of what I've been reading lately. I'm kind of re-adventuring and finding some new stuff to read, so that's also kind of what I want to make this channel, so I can get recommendations and all kinds of stuff and show you what I'm doing to try to figure myself out again. But definitely fantasy. Fantasy is probably my favorite, and I don't think it's gonna go away, even if I'm in a little funk with it right now. But I'm gonna say I talk about fantasy a lot, and I'll probably talk about thrillers because I like those too. Number 6 is, who are some of your favorite authors? And I find this like the hardest question ever. I hate answering this kind of question, but right now, what are some of my favorite authors? Like, this is the hardest book question, I swear to God there is. Previously, I've really liked Christopher Moore because he's really satirical and funny. I've also really liked V.E. Schwab. Who else am I into? I like the Witchland series by Susan Dennard, and I want to read the rest of that. That makes me excited. I read Harry Potter, and I don't want to list J.K. Rowling because everybody else does it, but I like Harry Potter, cool, like every reader does. Well, not everybody, but lots of us do. Who else do I love? Who else do I want to read the rest of it? I'm in a weird funk, and I can't even tell you who my favorite authors are because I don't really have one right now. And what was the last book I read? So I don't remember, so I'm gonna check my Goodreads. All right, 2018. Oh yeah, the last book I finished reading was the novella bind-up of the 3 Dark Crowns series by Kendar Blake. So it was Queens of Fenburn, and I gave that 3 stars, and I read that one because I'm just started reading 2 Dark Crowns, and I kind of wanted to jump back into the world without having to reread the first 2 books, and then I can jump right back into that one without being too confused. That's actually a really good idea. If you want to do that, don't read the first 2 books and you want to read 2 Dark Crowns, check out the novellas. They were really good. I liked the second one better than the first story in it. I really liked the Oracle Queen, I think it was. It was really interesting. I could do with a whole book on that. Next up is, what am I currently reading? Right now, I'm in the middle of 3 books, so that's kind of crazy, and I normally don't do this. Usually when I read an audiobook and a physical book at the same time, but I'm in the middle of 2 physical books. It just doesn't happen. But I'm in the middle of Motherhood by Sheila Heti. This is one of the books that was nominated for the Giller Prize here, and I wanted to check this one out because it's about a woman kind of in her late 30s, mid-30s, trying to decide if she wants to become a mother. So I'm listening to that. I don't love it. I might DNF it. We'll see. I'm going to give it a few more minutes. I don't think the writing style is just what I'm into right now in my life or right now in my reading mood. So we'll see. I'm going to give it, there's only 4 hours left in the audiobook. It's super short. I might finish it. I might not. I'll let you guys know at the end of the month. The 2 physical books that I am reading right now, I mentioned before, I was reading Two Dark Reigns by Kendra Blake. I am 86 pages into it. I have the physical book and the audiobook of this right now out from the library, but I just put this aside because I got The Seven Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle by Stuart Turton out for the library, and it's due back before that one is because I just renewed this one. So I'm focusing on finishing this one first. I'm actually really enjoying this one. I was kind of confused for the first 50 pages, and then I really got into it, and as soon as I'm done this, I am going to jump in and read some more of this book because it is interesting. But I am about 110 pages into it, so I've got a long ways to go. Yeah, I've got a long ways to go, and that's why I'm focusing on this one before it's due back. It's due back right after Christmas, so I gotta focus and finish this up, and I said focus a million times. So the next question is, what do I use for bookmarks? So I have brought over my cup of bookmarks here. This is this nice mug that my sister gave me. I like paper bookmarks. This is from a used bookstore that I stopped by on my travels across the country. This is from Sudbury, Ontario, if anybody wants to know. I've got some of the book depository ones. I've got a book depository one in this guy. I have this one, with the stamps on it. I don't even know. In this one I have, I've got one of the ones from Owl Crate, no. Loot Crate, no. This one's from a book subscription box. I will post that below. And I have another one like this one. And then I have a bunch of the little magnetic ones at the bottom. I'm not using them there yet, but I have a bunch of them. So I've got Darth Vader and a Stormtrooper. And then I've got some Pokemon ones. So I've got Bulbasaur, a Pikachu, and a Charmander. And these ones are from Crafted Van. Or were from Crafted Van. I got these a million years ago. And there's a Pokeball. There's a Pokeball that goes with it as well. And also from Crafted Van is a bigger one. It's one of the, it's the house from Up. So with the balloons. And then this is a Sirius Black. This one is from Hello Happy. I got him in a book box with those other bookmarks. And then this is just a Dumbledore thing that I got in a chocolate frog. And I have it with my bookmarks because it's bookmark shaped. The angle might have changed because my fiance just called me and had used my phone, which I'm filming on, so, oh well. Professional right now, professional. Anyway, so we're on question number 10, and it is show us your TBR pile. So I just picked out a couple of books that I want to read imminently. I have a shelf of books over there that are on the other side of the wall, which I'm not filming in front of because the window's there and my bookshelf's underneath it, and that would just make some bad lighting, so I'm doing it on the opposite wall so I can get the good light. But I want to do, in the new year, I'm going to do a full TBR pile video where I just show all the books on my TBR pile, and for me and for you guys, I kind of want to have it just so I can know what's on the TBR pile at the beginning of 2019, so I'm going to do a full video, but these are the books that I want to read in the next few weeks that are immediate. So the first thing on the list is Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. Yeah, I haven't read this series yet, and I've owned it for 5 years or so. Probably not 5. I've owned it for like 3 years. I own the whole series, and I want to start it because I want to read I want to read Six of Crows. That's what I want to read, and Crooked Kingdom eventually. But yeah, so I want to get to this one soon because I've had it forever, and I want to read Six of Crows. The next one I want to read is I Let You Go by Claire McIntosh. This is a mystery thriller book, and I've heard it's got a fantastic twist, and to read it before that you get spoiled. So I purchased this one from a used bookstore recently, and I need to get to it before I get spoiled, apparently. So don't spoil me or I will come for you. And I have one more book on this list. It is A Girl of Paper and Fire, and I forget the author's name, but I just requested it from my library because it came out recently, and I'm waiting for that, and I want to read that really soon because it sounds awesome, and I'm excited about it, so that's also on my TBR. So number 11 is, what do you prefer, hardcover or paperback books? So I prefer paperback books because they're nicer and softer and just easier to hold, and I just like the feel of them in my hands. That sounds crazy. And do I like owning or borrowing books? So I like to borrow books. I love to borrow books from the library. I love finding a new favorite read at the library, reading it, taking it back, and knowing somebody else gets to read that book that I just loved. So I just love that idea of somebody else, like books continually having different lives and being into people's hands. There's also a bunch of those free little libraries in my community. So like book boxes that are shaped like little birdhouses that are full of books that you can take a book and leave a book. We have tons of those in my community right now, and it's awesome. I go on walks to all of them and I check out what's in there, and I think I'm going to take you guys on one of those walks someday because I think that'll be really interesting. So I do that a lot. Which means I end up owning some books. So I do own a few books. I like to borrow from the library and take out and buy books that I like. Sometimes I just buy books that I'm excited about at used bookstores, and occasionally I will buy full price books if I really want to, or if I'm like partway through a library book that I need to return and I'm really enjoying, so I might just go buy that one, that kind of stuff. So of course I own some books, but I like to borrow books from the library and support my library as well. So the next question is, what book series got you into reading? So I was reading my whole life. There was like a hiatus, end of high school, beginning of university, when I wasn't reading as much, which a lot of us, I think, have that. And so the book that got me back into reading from that hiatus was The Hunger Games. And I think that's true for a lot of people. So I read The Hunger Games and I was like, heck yeah, reading's fun. But the first book I remember like binge reading as a kid was actually the Magic Treehouse series. If anybody who remembers the Magic Treehouse series, those were the best. That was the book series that I loved as a kid, and I read and binge read all the time. I remember staying up late one night just reading one of them like all the way through because it was amazing. So that was like my first love, and the book series that got me back into reading as like a young adult, I would say, would be The Hunger Games. Question 13, and my hair is falling out. I'm trying to grow out some bangs here, so they're just flipping around, but that's fine. So question number 13 is, how did I discover BookTube? So I think I discovered BookTube probably about 5 or 6 years ago. I think I just searched a book review on YouTube once. I think I searched a review for the Selection series on YouTube, and that's how I found it. So I found somebody who did was in BookTube, was doing the book videos, and I found them, and then from that I found the rest of BookTube, and I've been watching BookTube forever. And I have tried, as I mentioned before, to make a channel 2 or 3 times before now, but it just hasn't happened in my life, and I'm hoping that this time's gonna stick and I'll be able to do it because I really want to join the community and talk about books with everybody else that I've been watching for years and actually add my voice to it. Not that my voice is going to be that important or that big, but it's just I want to be a part of this community for once and talk about books that I love. Number 14, what challenges do you think you'll face in your BookTube journey or in your BookTube channel? 25. I'm technically an adult, I guess. So I have a job. I don't work full-time. I work part-time still, but I feel like I work full-time. So I work a lot, and I work retail. My hours are kind of not standard. So just trying to find time in the week to make videos is going to be a challenge, and I am anxious like the rest of the world is now. No, I'm kidding. No, I don't like that. I'm anxious. I have social anxiety, and just sometimes connecting with people is hard. So I think being able to connect with other people can be hard sometimes, but I think that this is good for me. I'm always looking for new ways to push myself, to do new things where it requires talking to other people. So I think this will be good for me as well. Yeah, but just finding time and continuing finding the passion for it. But like finding time is my big issue with everything, because being an adult sucks and you don't have as much time as you did before, and that hurts, but it's fine. It's not fine. And number 15, lastly, is where else can we find you? So I'll link everything down below. So I have a bookstagrams, I have Book Anatomy. Obviously I'm on Goodreads, because if you're a reader, why aren't you on Goodreads? I'll link that down below, as well as my Twitter. I will link down below, even though I don't tweet that much about book stuff, but I'm just on the internet. So there's where I am on the internet. I'll link them all down below. I think that's the end of the questions. I'm going to close it off here. I don't know when I'm going to be posting. I haven't decided a schedule yet. I'm hoping to put up 2 videos a week, but that might be a stretch. But 2 videos a week would be the ultimate goal. Yeah, so that's it for me today. Hopefully I'll have a new video up soon, and I can figure out how to put this onto my computer, because guess what? I made this video like a month ago. or 2 months ago before. And I couldn't figure out how to put it on my laptop. And then I just deleted it because I gave up. But then I got a new fire to do it again, and I'm like, fuck, no, can't swear, we're not swearing. Yeah, so I just didn't put it up. I couldn't put it on my laptop. I couldn't edit it, so I didn't put it up. And then I deleted it because I didn't want to do this anymore. And then today I was watching everybody's videos, and the end of the year videos always just inspire me. So I was like, okay, it's time. We're gonna do it. We're doing it today. It's happening. So I had a shower. That's why my hair's still wet because I was too excited. Not too excited. I was too anxious to make this video to even dry my hair fully. So I just jumped on here, and my phone that I'm using to film is literally on a moving box still because I've lived here for 6 months and haven't fully unpacked. And it's being held up by mittens. True Canadian here. True Canadian. Anyway, so thank you so much for watching. I just rambled for way too long. You have a great day. I will hopefully have another video up soon. I love you, even though there's like nobody here yet, but love you. Bye!